All right, so where do you get your hair cut? Do you go to a barber, or do you do it at home?
Well, that brings up
It looks really good.
It hadn't been washed in 2 days. So.
Well, there's the secret.
No,
it's a wig like Dolly. It's
you're getting very close. The time the girl jumped on stage and tried to pull my hair out because she thought I had a wig on.
Yeah,
that was, and boy, that was painful. But anyway, one of the songs on the CD is called "Holding Everything." And the girl that brought me the song is the girl that does my hair.
Okay, all right.
And her name is Cheryl. She's from West Virginia. Okay.
A mountaineer over there.
Anyway, several years ago when we were doing makeup there at one of the TV shows, this little girl cut my hair, and she just did what I had never seen done before with my hair, because I got a lot of hair, and you have to know what you're doing to cut somebody with got this much hair. And so as the years evolved, she did every video that I did, she did my hair. And then when Dolly came along, the opportunity to work with Dolly, she does all of Dolly's stuff. And
see, I didn't even know that.
And so she's telling me, like, Randy, are you going to be doing anything else? And I said, I don't plan on doing anything else. And she said, oh my God, she said, Dolly has written this song, and it is so incredible, and you've got to hear it. And she's played it for me, and if she doesn't do it on her project, then just take my word for it. She's going to let me bring it to you, and I want you to listen to it. So as things turn out, she brings me the song, and then Dolly decides again that she's going to cut it,
right? And
then she takes it back again. And so,
hey, she's a woman; she can change her mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's a great songwriter, of course. Yeah. And that, but anyway, we ended up with a song. She decided that, and so me and Megan Mullins do the duet on
very cool
that song. So it's a really here again. It's kind of in the vein of, I don't know, maybe if you've heard "Take Me Down," the song, that it's kind of like that.
Well, I was thinking, we should run with her idea about the hair, and next time you get a haircut, just when they sweep it up and throw it away, then you just save it, and then you send it out to the radio stations for the radiothons, and we sell it at an auction for St. Jude. I mean, come on, you're not going to use it.
Well, you get DNA that way. I've watched too many detective shows.
Very good point. Well, look, guys, I'm going to let Randy's got a busy schedule today, so I'm going to let you guys, if we don't have any more questions. Is there anybody else? Okay, all right. All right, hang on.
I won't take us long.
Is your cattle sale that you have at your ranch open to the public?
Sure.
If you got a checkbook.
Yeah, it's
this is a businessman here.
Yeah, we're very. It's that's who I am. I'm a farm boy that raised cattle, and music came along. I mean, I love music. That all worked together in my family, and with my grandparents when we were growing up. We played music, and we raised cotton and corn and livestock, and that was just part of the routine of life in those days. So, yeah, the Angus sale is coming up. It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Are you shopping for a cow?
And then the Hereford sale is always the Saturday before Memorial Day. So that's just we have 2 sales annually, and it's of course at the ranch there.
All right, one thing I want to say to you before we go, you did something really recently for a dear friend of mine who used to be on the air on TQR as a guest almost every day because he would stop in the studio, Ralph Seagraves. And if you guys don't know, Ralph was one of the guys who helped start Winston Cup Racing. And we lost him several years ago, but he was just inducted into the Alabama Racing Hall of Fame, right?
No, this is the International.
The International Motorsports. Okay, and you were there at the presentation, and Colbert Seagraves is a friend of ours, so he said to tell you hi.
Yeah, me and Darrell Waltrip actually sat there and reminisced about what how far we've gone away
Yeah.
from racing and
How it started.
how exciting it was when it started, and it still is. It's just that the pioneers and people who had the foresight, and Ralph Seagraves is the person that called me up one day and he's like, I got this old boy that knows how to drive a car, and I'm here in Alabama and I want you to meet him and his wife. And I said, well, sure. You have to remember that for y'all that Salem Cigarettes took concerts, country music concerts, to Philadelphia, New York, Boston, places that you could not even afford to go do. You could sell the place out and you still lost money.
Wow.
That's how expensive it was to go there. So with Ralph's tie-in with country music, which was Alabama, he and T. Wayne Robinson and that group took us to those places. Well, it was great for us and George Strait and people like that to go play for those audiences in Philadelphia, because you couldn't get that opportunity because they could afford to do that with their promotional money.
Right.
So that's why he is so instrumental in not only the Cup thing, but as far as country music, I mean, it's unbelievable. And that's one of the things that kind of irritates me, people talking about all the success with country music, and that's all great. But where it started was with Ralph Seagraves and Salem Cigarettes. And
Right
that
here in
day,
Nashville.
I called my wife, and I said, where are you? And she said, I'm shopping at the Food Land. And I said, well, Ralph Seagraves, and I said, he's a really important person with Salem that's doing all these tours. He's bringing some guests over. And so she scurried home, and so but the guest was Dale and Teresa Earnhardt.
Wow.
And so I remember so well. I didn't know I never heard of Dale Earnhardt. I was from Alabama, and I'd heard the Allisons and Red Farmer and all the people, Neil Bonnet, and then I realized after a few years that Neil and Dale were best friends. But anyway, it was just so amazing to see the humility and the honesty that Dale had. We had just moved in, thank God, because of the success of songs I'd written and everything, to our new home. And Dale sat down on the hearth of the fireplace, and he looked around and he said, man, I love this house. I hope I can build my wife a house someday. And that was just, I remember that just like it was yesterday. And so we remained friends. He came to our Christmas party. He's actually in our June Jam parade. He and Teresa and Taylor, and along with Bobby Allison. And one of the other sidebars of that, y'all have to just make me shut up because but one of the sidebars that Bobby Allison decides to drive one of his antique cars to the June Jam. And as he makes the exit, the Fort Payne exit, the car quits.
Oh, no.
So these two old boys get out of their pickup truck, and they're being good Samaritans, and they're helping these people out whose cars quit. And so he looks, and it's Bobby Allison gets out of the car, and he's like, you're Bobby Allison. And Bobby said, yeah. And he said, you don't know how to fix your own car?
That's why you have mechanics there. Of course he doesn't.
And so it was so neat. With the car torn up, Dale and Teresa flew Bobby and Judy down to Hueytown.
Oh, cool.
So
well, thank you for being here. Randy Owen, you guys give him a round of applause. Go buy the new CD.